What's up, Magic fans? This is the week after the NBA All-Star break. Your Orlando Magic are sitting seventh in the East, 28 and 25. When we talk about, is there any hope for the Magic to turn this ship around? A season with high expectations has been disappointing. But can they turn around? I'm going to be looking at three ways in which the Magic can and how they can finally get up into maybe fourth or fifth in the East and make a run, get hot at the right time. But the reality is, there's a lot working against them. It feels like that famous quote from Lord of the Rings. Gandalf tells Frodo, hey, there never was much hope, just a fool's hope. But at least we have a fool's hope because the Magic, look, we've been stuck at that seventh or eighth spot this whole year. If you zoom out, we've been stuck at this range the last 3 years. We thought this was the year we make the big move, go get Desmond Bane. We haven't been able to capitalize, but there's still time. There's still 29 games left. The Magic are getting healthy. Finally, can they stay healthy? Can they make a run? Can they play their best basketball at the most important time of the season and into the playoffs? Probably wouldn't bet on it, but again, there is at least a fool's hope, and here's how they take advantage of it. But first off, this is a new Magic channel. Help me out. Represent the Magic. Drop a like, take 2 seconds, drop a like, hit subscribe. We're at 20 subscribers. Let's get to 25. Drop a comment as well with your thoughts, and I'll respond to each and every person. The first thing the Magic have to do if we're going to turn this ship around is someone's got to step up. Someone's got to step up in league. This team is starving for leadership. It should come from the coach, Coach Mose, but everyone and their mom knows Mosley is on the hot seat. Some people thought he might be fired midseason just because of how disappointing it's been, just because all the rumors of him and Paolo don't see eye to eye. He's got to coach like his life depended on it. This was the quote that came out this week. He says, I'm still extremely hopeful. He says, I believe this team can do great things, will do great things, finding that rhythm within the team as we have a couple practices after the break, but it's also going to come down to rest. So it's this mix of they've got to up the intensity and stay healthy. He says it's got to be in practice, it's got to be in film, it's got to be our communication, it's got to be us working together to make sure that we understand exactly what's needed on the back end. Bleacher Report obviously is projecting the under for the Magic, in large part because people don't believe in Coach Mose. They don't believe in this team. They don't believe this team has leadership, and there's a lot of arguments for that. But again, Mosley has shown periods where he's been able to rally the troops. The Magic the last couple seasons have finished the year strong. Can he do the same this season? Because it's got to either come from him or one of the guys on the court. Paolo, it doesn't seem like it's his MO, but he's still, quote unquote, the face of the franchise. You click on NBA League Pass, it's always Paolo. He's probably the most well-known guy, certainly the most criticized guy on the Magic right now. Can he call a players only meeting? Can he rally the troops? Is it Franz now coming back after a second missed stretch with injuries? He was balling out at the beginning of the season. Can he rally the troops? Bane, Desmond Bane. Yes, it's his first year, but he's also now the oldest guy with Tyus Jones gone for cash considerations, and we had to dump picks. What a terrible. Don't get me started on that. Just so frustrating what Tyus Jones was. Thought it was a good pickup and maybe one of the worst, if not the worst, in the entire NBA. But can it be Bane? Because he's the veteran leader now. He's got the most NBA experience, but someone's got to rally the troops. Honestly, Mo Wagner coming back from injury, not playing basketball for over a year, he's come with more energy and fire and intensity than anyone else on this team. Someone's got to step up and lead. Someone's got to rally the troops and get the guys going, because what's frustrating, and I think all Magic fans would say this, it's not just the lack of execution on the court, it's the lack of energy and intensity. These long lulls, these games like the Thunder right before the break where the game's already over after the first quarter. We've had multiple, or we have to dig ourselves out of like a 20-point hole 2 minutes into the second quarter. You're just not going to win a lot of those games. It's not a winning strategy. You need leadership to say, hey, we got to come out and assert our will. We've got to be the more dominant, the more physical, the team with the most fire. We're going to go get the loose ball. So this is a team starving for leadership. I don't know who it's going to be. It feels like it's got to be Mose because he's got the most to lose, but hopefully it's someone. I don't know. What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments. Do you think someone's going to step up and lead? Who do you want it to be? Who do you think it will be? The second thing is guys have to know their role. You got to know your role and execute it well. For instance, this is a really obvious one. Paolo. Paolo is a guy that gets to the line. Currently, the highest foul drawing frequency as a pick and roll initiator is Paolo, right? When he takes that pick and goes hard to the right, he's 6'10, 250 plus pounds. He's bigger than and more athletic than anyone bigger than him. So he's got to be able to get that contact, finish at the rim, get those freebies, get those free throws. And everyone knows this, right? The mid-range jumper has never been it's not a high efficient shot for pretty much anyone in the NBA. If you look at a shot chart of any NBA team, it's all right around the rim and 3-point shots. But Paolo falls in love with that mid-range jumper when it's going in, right? It's nice. It looks good, but that's just not and can't be his role, especially this year where it's just not falling. Paolo's got to be a guy where he's driving. Either one, he sees that he's got an opportunity to finish and score, or draw contact, or to kick it. At one point, Paolo kicks to the outside was almost at 50% shooting from three-point range. I don't know if it's still that high, certainly not, but he's got to know one of those three things. Let's talk about the other star on the team, Franz. Franz is our best guy in the open court. He's the best guy in the NBA right now in terms of fast breaks and scoring on fast breaks, possessions in transition, 1.43, just ahead of Bridges and even ahead of SGA, the last year's MVP. Franz has got to go get the easy buckets. He's got to be the efficient scorer. He's got to, when the Magic's offense is stalling, especially as he's getting healthy, he's got to be the guy to go get shots. You got to know your role. Let's just talk about another guy. We can go all the way down the list. Something that's been nice in the last couple games is getting a healthy Jalen Suggs. Jalen Suggs does something in the NBA that no one else has done in NBA history except for Michael Jordan. That's pretty good. That's why people love Suggs. That's why people call him the heart and soul of this team. The last 4 games, he's had 15 plus steals, 10 plus blocks. Again, no one has done that since Michael Jordan in 1988. So we're not even talking peak prime Michael Jordan. We're talking 1988, obviously still in his peak, but I mean like not winning 6 championships in 8 years, Jordan. So Suggs has got to be the guy that just locks down, brings the intensity, brings the fire on defense, gets steals, gets blocks, causes turnovers, contests shots. He's got to be the captain of the defense and then hit the open shots on offense. Be a 3-and-D guy. And distribute. If they close on the shot, hit the open guys. And the other two, know your role. Bane and Black, they've got to be the guys shooting. They got to be the guys shooting the 3. Even when it's not falling, they're far and away our 2 best shooters from deep. Wendell Carter Jr., we don't need to see him shooting 4 or 5 3-pointers a game. We need to see Anthony Black this season especially shooting more 3s. We need to see Desmond Bane. He's coming off a career best, tied for 8 3-pointers in that game that we frustratingly lost to the Bucks. He goes 8 for 11 from 3. The best shooters shoot, and let those guys shoot. Again, you go all the way down the list. Mo Wagner's got to bring that offense, that energy, intensity off the bench. You could say this for everyone, but you got to know your role and execute. You can't have guys getting out of their role. You can't have Jalen Suggs shooting 7 or 8 threes, especially on a game where it's not falling. Or again, Wendell Carter Jr. doesn't need to have 10, 11 shots. He needs to be a guy that hopefully just contributes in some ways, set screens, gets a few free throws, gets those offensive boards, and I don't know, maybe something else. But you've got to know your role and execute. Number 3, defensive focus. Honestly, this team just needs an identity. That's what the Magic's identity has been for so long, and we're just not that. I mean, I was stunned by these stats this week, and I know watching the Magic is like we're not that good on defense, but to know how bad we are in some of these areas is brutal. This was done by Fox Sports. So this doesn't look that bad. We're 14th in terms of points allowed. If you go per 100 possession, it's slightly higher. But if I can scroll down for a minute, some of these stats are just bad. Field goal percent on defense, we're 25th. We're bottom 5 or 6 in the league. This is a team that used to be the best in the NBA on defense. Used to be top 3, top 5 in pretty much every category. Yes, Tyus Jones is gone, so hopefully that helps a little. But even 3-point defense, 19th, you're still flirting with bottom 10 in the league. Defensive rebounds, you're 18th, just barely outside of the bottom 10. We're better on causing turnovers and holding on to the ball, so that's nice. But again, a lot of these things we're just really low. You drill down and where we so bad, it's specifically in the mid range. We're second to last, 29th in the league at the 10 to 14 free shot range. And then also we are low on the 15th through 19th. We're 24th. So we're just not closing out on shots. And again, it comes back to leadership. We're not doing the little things right. We're not closing out on shots. We have good defenders. Anthony Black should be a great defender. Paolo, come on, man. You're the face of the franchise. You've got to lead the way on both sides of the court. He's not always bringing it on defense. Obviously, Suggs is, but all these guys, Mosley's got to get us back to our bread and butter, our peanut butter and jelly, the basics, X and O's, where we execute. We don't have an elite rim defender, but where we're doing so poorly is honestly closing out on shots and closing out without fouling. So they've got to get back to that defensive identity. Can the Magic do it? I don't know. It starts this week again. Maybe not, but they're getting healthy at the right time. This is a team that's just battled so many injuries in the last couple of years. And you start off with a road trip. So I'm not going to break down these games, but you've got 4 games on the road at Sacramento, at Phoenix, at LA again, but the Lakers, so Clippers and Lakers. The reality is the bare minimum, you got to go 2-2. The Magic have not been great on the road, so that seems, oh, well, that's easy. But the Magic have proved, even against a horrible Sacramento team, we can lose against anyone, and we have not really proved all that much that we can beat anyone. But if you're going to start to make headway in the East, that means you've got to go 3-1 here. You've got to start gaining ground. You've got to start getting over 500 basketball. Win a game, lose a game, lose a game, win a game. No, you've got to start stacking together wins. So one, you've got to win against Sacramento, and then you've got to find a way to win 2 out of the next 3 against Phoenix, this high-scoring offense, against the Clippers that are right around 500, kind of a similar team, just with much more of a star power and Kawhi. Can someone lock down and slow down Kawhi? Then the Lakers, just a lot depends on they're a very hot and cold team. Look like a championship contender, then look like the Magic, to be honest. So, but you got to find a way to win 3 out of the next 4 games and start to build win streaks going forward. Again, 2-2, that's the floor. 3-1, obviously 4-0 would be the dream, but we'll just see. They got to go game by game, 29 games left. You've got to start playing your best basketball. March will be here before you know, and then April, then playoffs are going to be here. And if the Magic don't get out of the first round, I'm just saying the whole thing is going to get blown up, at least on the coaching and management side. I think Mose would for sure be gone. I think Weltman would be gone too. I think you could see, I'm a Jaguars fan too, you could see something similar to the 2024 Jags, where a lot of the players stay the same, but everything else changes around them. You try to give one more. So the Jaguars did it with Trevor Lawrence and several of the other players. I think the Magic would do the same with Paolo, Franz, Bane, Black, all these other guys, but have a new coach, new GM, new strategy, make some bigger moves than Weltman's ever done. But hopefully, let's just get right. Let's get back on track. Let me know, do you think the Magic are going to get back on track? What do you think they need to do? Sound off in the comments. Again, I'll respond to each one. It's been a tough season so far, but it's not over. It's the beauty of basketball. It's the beauty of a long season. You can get hot at the right time. There's always that fool's hope. Let's hope it turns out for the Orlando Magic. I don't know. Let's just go 4-0 this road trip.